Okay, we're joined now by Cal Poly coach Shanele Stires and student athletes Annika, Shah and Sidney Richards. We will start by asking Coach for an opening statement and then open the floor to questions. We ask committee to please raise your hand, identify yourself and your media outlet before asking your question. Coach, if you would please start us off with some comments.
Yeah, this is a tough one. I was really proud of the way that we fought and the way we competed. I thought we executed the game plan beautifully for the majority of the game, really. But at the end of the game, we just didn't have enough offense in the tank to really close the game out. And I think it just seemed like we kind of ran out of firepower. And that really is what it came down to. I thought that, we really didn't have an answer tonight for Sugar Pong, and I think it showed down the stretch. I mean, she's a tremendous talent, and San Diego's very well coached. But as much as this really hurts and it's painful to see these guys, their careers end, I'm just really proud of the way that our players fought and the way that they competed in this tournament. And I'm just really proud of our ladies.
Questions?
Hi, Matthew Ho, Sloper Tribune. Coach, so this is kind of, with Annika and sitting in this class, it was kind of the first group that you kind of inherited when you came to Cal Poly. What are you going to remember from this kind of first initial group you've had as coach here?
That's a great question, Matt. We just talked about it in the locker room a moment ago. They've left just a tremendous legacy for us. They bought in to teamwork. They bought into playing together. They bought into playing defense. And they're just such a great group of young ladies. They love to practice. They love to compete. And I think they set the tone for us every day. They're a model of consistency. And they're everything that a student athlete should be. And, one of the things about this group is you don't always say this as a coach, but they made me a better human being. And that's the legacy that they've left, is everybody in that locker room's better because of these seniors.
Annika, Sidney, this one's for you. Anthony Molson, Mustang News. Coach talked about it, likely last college game here today. Kind of knew that coming into the tournament, this could be the last ride. What kind of emotions did you have coming into this tournament and then now here today?
I think we were all just excited for the opportunity. Obviously, we didn't clinch Vegas until that last week, so we kind of took every day, day by day, and practice by practice, game by game. But we knew that, if we just came out and fought versus whoever team we played, that we would have a chance. And we showed that against Santa Barbara. We even showed that today. It comes down to a couple plays here and there and things that we could clean up and also a little bit of luck. So, I'm always just excited for this opportunity. I personally got my first win here in Vegas yesterday, so a lot to be proud of, and we have to keep our heads high, but I'm just so, proud to be a Mustang and proud to be a part of this program.
I think coming into the tournament, we talked a lot about togetherness, and I'm very proud of this team. These past two games, we showed that on and off the court, tight huddles, and we really had each other's back, and I think that's something that we're all going to remember, the seniors and the freshmen coming in, of the taste of what it feels like to win in Vegas and what it feels like to lose in Vegas.
Jocelyn Jimenez, Mustang News. Annika, you've been here for 4 years since your freshman year, playing alongside Sidney Borland. What's kind of that relationship you guys built throughout the years on and off the court?
She's my best friend. She's my roommate. We've been through a lot, so I'm just happy to have experienced, the highs and lows with her, and for someone, I can always count on. So I'm just, proud to be her friend, proud to be her teammate, and, just she's going to kill it whatever she does in the future.
Amanda Avila, Mustang News. Coach, what do you think is the biggest takeaway from this tournament and biggest opportunity for growth that you can take into next season and hopefully another tournament?
Yeah, I mean, that's a great question. I think, one of the things that I think has been, a challenge has been really trying to develop our depth through the course of the season. I think to win this tournament, the way that it's formatted is that you've got to have depth. And I think, that's one of the things that, as we look forward, not only with recruiting but developing the talent that we do have, because we've got some really bright young players in our program, but we have such an interesting dichotomy on our roster. We've got really experienced older players, and then we've got really younger players that still haven't matured yet and are ready kind of for prime time. So the legacy that these guys have left and the way that we've competed in this tournament, I think, is going to give our younger players the motivation that they need so that as we build this thing out moving forward, and from a recruiting standpoint, we've made the decision to be a little bit counterintuitive. It's not that we don't want to go after transfer kids or portal kids, but we got into coaching because we love seeing kids develop over time. And so that's something that we're really passionate about, and I think that that's something that we've got to do a better job of moving forward, is developing a deep roster, because if you're not the 1 or the 2 seed in this tournament, it's really challenging to win 4 games in 4 days. And you saw tonight, I think yesterday was a really tough game for us, and as the game wore on, it just looked like we weren't as fresh and as sharp as we needed to be. And so I think, strategically, you've got to take all that stuff in, and you've got to kind of plan moving forward in terms of addressing those things.
This is for everyone, but when you guys kind of came into this program, 3 years ago, it wasn't in this best spot, and now you guys, secured your first Big West tournament, win. But what kind of growth have you seen from this program since the day you guys got here up to this point?
I think coming in as a transfer, a lot of things were new, and I think the biggest thing that I saw was accountability and togetherness that this whole program shows and showcases. So I think growth-wise, just me personally, I've become a way better human, way better player on and off the court, but just looking at that from the freshman's point of view, and we have a lot of freshmen this year, and I've seen a lot of growth from them when they first got here and here now, and I think that this program just shows what Coach Stires and all the rest of the coaching staff do on and off the court to make everybody a better human, not just a basketball player. And I think that's just one thing that I love Coach for. Like, I'm an even better human coming to this program. So I think that, yeah.
I mean, I think before the new coaching staff came in, we were kind of like chickens with our head cut off. And the organization that, this coaching staff puts into every little thing is pretty remarkable. And kind of like what Sid was saying and also what Coach was saying, this program focuses on growth from an individual, but also as a team. And, personally for me, I didn't really have a voice, before this coaching staff came, and now I'm probably one of the loudest people in the room, sometimes a little too much. So the confidence that this coaching staff has established in each of us individually, but every little detail that goes into the growth of this program is what makes it so special. And aside from all the wins and losses, there's a greater feeling just being a part of this program.
Yeah, I mean, hopefully that kind of answers the question, but I think to be specific, and obviously coming in as a transfer is one thing, but Annika was there on day one. One of the things that really stands out in my mind is in the first few weeks that we took over, I could tell that there was a lack of discipline, a lack of understanding about having, the eyes on the prize of where we can take this program. I think what we've been able to do is we've been able to pump in a lot of love, a lot of togetherness, and a lot of joy and passion in pursuing excellence in the game. And that's something that these two young ladies embody, and that's one of the things that we're going to miss about their leadership is these two were constantly in the gym, constantly doing extra work. And again, I just can't say enough about these young ladies and the other seniors. They embody what a student athlete should be, in my opinion. And it's remarkable to see the growth of the program. And obviously, we're not satisfied with where we're at. And we want to win a Big West championship. And we're going to keep our eyes on the prize and keep working at it.
Time for one more.
Coach, having not recruited Annika, what was it like cultivating that relationship and building that trust in her as a player?
Well, Annika, that's a great question. Annika makes it easy because Annika has such a big personality. And I think, you can appreciate what I'm about to say. Coaches love gym rats. She's a gym rat. So I fell in love with Annika immediately. And, that's something that, we relied very heavily on, because I think a lot of our younger players that have come in and out of our program have looked to her. So it was easy to connect with her because she's got such a passion for the game. She's got such tremendous work ethic, and she's got such a fun personality. A lot of days where I would bring jokes or reference jokes from my generation, and she would be right there with me, or even music in warm-ups, and she would be right there with me kind of tracking on what I was saying. So a lot of times when, the other 14 young ladies missed my sense of humor, she always had me. So, she's just somebody that's going to do tremendous things. Well, both these young ladies, they're just going to do tremendous things with the rest of their life, but we're going to really miss them.
Thanks for your time. We appreciate it.
Thank you. Go Mustangs.